What's up, everybody? It's Chelsea. Doing another video, kind of just chatting with you guys. A bunch of people asked me to post my schedule on what's going on this year, but I figured if I did a video, I could better explain, so that way you guys could be excited about it, or maybe skip one of the events to go to a better one, or really just in general, they're all going to be rad. It's just a matter of maybe what you want to take the trip for or not. Last year, we did not do a lot of YouTube coverage during the season. This year, that's hopefully going to change. The Stancer Dancer giveaway has freed up some budget for me to be able to have Tanner go to every round of Formula D. So you guys should be able to see the background on all of that for at least most of the FD rounds, if he's available. And then also, you'll be able to see some content and some creation stuff on some of the demonstrations that we do. The demonstrations that we do are actually pretty rad. Like, Vaughn and I usually will go out and do demos, like 2-car tandem. I'll drive either like a RTR Mustang that's more towards a street car, or pretty much is a street car, or sometimes we bring the comp cars out for some of the bigger events. So pretty cool. I also have a S197 car that has a supercharger on it and a little bit of steering angle that I drove a Grid Life last year. So that may be at a couple of the events. But the Pennzoil car that you've been seeing, the yellow Mustang, that car got long tube headers, a more aggressive tune, and hopefully we'll be putting a little bit of steering angle on that this year as well. So that car should be nuts, like 450 wheel, good steering angle, and a big, powerful power band with the Illuminator XS in it. So between that and some of the other cars, and then even my fun cars, which will be more or less not at planned events, they'll be more of like, next weekend we're just going to go here and go for it with the BMW stuff. At the end of this video, I'll chat a little bit about what we're going to do with the BMWs, but this is going to be mainly about what's going on in this physical season, and mostly FD and demo related stuff. So our first demo was in St. Louis. We already passed that. It was at the beginning of the month. Our next event is going to be in Vegas, so all you Vegas guys come out. It's a Pennzoil 400 NASCAR race. We're going to be driving demos there, and if you guys can come, we can probably get you a ride along in the car at any of these demos. Just come up and see me, and I'll get you in the queue for hopefully being able to win a ride along at each of these smaller demonstration events. And when I say smaller, I mean it's smaller, and in the case of being more chill, like it's not FD weekend where Vaughn and I are super stressed out and just being race, do what we need to do, get all of our data to the guys, and make the car win and make us win. It's more of like, we're just there to have a good time, fun, share drifting with the world. So it's not smaller by any way it means, especially when we're doing it at a NASCAR event that will probably have a lot more spectators than even a Formula D event. So Pennzoil 400, that's basically the first weekend of March. We'll be there 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Sorry, I'm just going to scroll on to the next gig. And then sometime in the middle of March or so, I'm going to go testing with the FD car, which I'm really, really excited about because there's been a couple of new modifications, as well as, it'll be a new livery, new design of everything. The cars will have the 2018 front end on them, so that's going to be super cool. So new front end, all that stuff. Plus, Vaughn and I get to drive some together in the comp cars and get into that mindset for the season, which is huge. Like, that is a crazy thing. Like, we really, really do. The mental game is insane. So being able to get that test out of the way and be like, oh, I'm back in a crazy, gnarly car, and get a little bit more into competition mode. So there'll be some videos popping up around testing as well. So after that, which hopefully I'll be able to go into the shop there as well and shoot some content for you guys and show you guys what the shop's about. Shortly after that, for me, the 1st of April, I'll be headed down to Long Beach. I'll be down there for the whole week beforehand. We have media day on either Monday or Tuesday this year. And then Long Beach event actually starts on Friday. We don't have any Thursday practice there. So FD Long Beach. So if you're anywhere near that, within a 500-mile radius, make sure you pack your stuff and get out to one of those events, because that's going to be awesome. Also, with the Stancer Dancer event, we will be giving away a ride-along in the competition car at a Formula D round, pending what's going on exactly, but, I mean, should be able to do it at an FD round and everything. So if you are local to Long Beach or any of these events, then that would be the place that you'd get to go the ride-along. But you can pick that at the beginning at the beginning of the year and let me know what event you're going to be at. So from there, after Long Beach, which hopefully I can win and put it on the podium, 2.5 weeks later, the 24th of April, I land in Orlando for round 2 of Formula Drift. So hopefully, if you guys are in Orlando, make sure you make it out to that. OSW, really cool track. A lot of people don't like it, but I love it because coming off the bank and going through the infield whoop section is super fun. Only about 10 or 12 days later from that, Tuesday the 8th, I'll arrive into Road Atlanta. Road Atlanta is one of the coolest tracks of the year because the spectators, there's not a bad view in the house. Plus, it's like a party, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, camping, people having a good time. Really good vibe there, pretty awesome for sure. And then, shortly after that, let's see, so that's the 8th to the 12th I'll be in that area. I get out to the events usually a full day early because we always have stuff going on Wednesday. So in May, on the 19th, we have Hyperfest, VIR, which I should be going to. So I'll be there the 18th, 19th, and 20th. If you guys are in VIR area, which is Virginia International Raceway, make sure you make it out to that event. It's going to be really, really rad. Then, my favorite track of the series will be May 30th. I'll be arriving to go to FD Wall, which is in New Jersey. I'm from the Northeast originally, Philly to be exact, but Wall's not too far. All my homies will be there. Plus, the track is super sketchy and super rad. And I'm not sure how many more rounds will be there, so it's really, really good to make it out to that round. And, I mean, I'm not trying to start the rumor mill or anything, but I know Formula D or Wall Speedway has been going through a few things there, so I don't know if they're going to end up upgrading the place or what's going on. So keep a close eye on that. If you're in New Jersey or the tri-state area up there, make sure you make it out to that event. That's my favorite track. The next week after that, I'll be at Grid Life Midwest. That's at Gingerman Raceway. This is tentative. I'm not 100% sure I will be at this event, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up making it. And even if I have to make it happen on my own, I'll try to make it out there. So Gingerman, I have not been to that Grid Life event. I've only been to the Grid Life one in Atlanta. So it'd be cool to make it out there. The Grid Life events are awesome. It's a great automotive event overall. You know, you get to hang out and chill with us, as well as full track, gnarly drifting, tandem, and a bunch of different FD pros, as well as some local heroes for sure. So it's pretty neat to get to drive with them. Again, that'll be in the demo car, either that Pennzoil car I was telling you about, or the S197 that I have. Next up is June. So in June, I'm not confirmed on the dates yet, but I will be in Germany to drive an event out there with Felipe and a few other homies out there. Axel is going to be there. They have a car. It's like a 3 or 4 day bash event, so it should be really, really cool. I will give you guys some more details on that as it comes, but that would be sometime in June. All right, then round 5 of Formula D is going to be July 18th. So if you're in Seattle area, make sure you make it out to that. That's pretty much my closest track to where I live now in the Northwest. It's about 4 hours away. Really fast track, super long first sweeper on the bank. You're riding it for what feels like an eternity. So pretty cool on that. If you guys are up in that area, for sure, make sure you make it. They have a car show as well. It's a pretty big event. And plus it's in the Northwest, so it hits those my local peeps up here. I don't think I'll be going to Goodwood this year, which was the week before, but if we can convince Vaughn to get me out there, then I'll definitely try to do that as well. Let's see. Then, shortly after that, August 8th is Gateway International Speedway. That's in St. Louis. That's a new event for us. I'm really excited about that, to get out and drive a new event with everybody there. Plus, it's on a road course. Stoked on that again. If you saw any of my other videos, I chatted some more about it. But that's going to be the second weekend in August. If you're in that area or anywhere in the Midwest, it's going to be your closest round. So make sure you make it out there and support. Let's see. Saturday, August 8th is going to be Drift Shifters, which I potentially will be going to, possibly not driving. Nothing confirmed at this point. Shortly after that will be Grid Life Atlanta, which I will definitely be at 100%. That is going to be August 25th and 26th. I'll be arriving on the 24th. That's going to be awesome. Then straight from there, we have Sturgis, which is the big motorcycle event. We'll be having Mustang Week as well. So we'll be out there at that event. Make sure you check it out. Let me pull some info up on that. That's going to be August 28th to September 2nd. I'll probably only be there a couple of those days. As I get closer, I will let you guys know. And again, hopefully we'll be creating content on all of this, especially this year being so busy with everything we've got going on. And then September 4th to the 8th is Mustang Week in South Carolina. I'll definitely be there for that this year. Last year I missed it, but this year's definitely going to happen. All right, then the week after that, as you can see, it's pretty much weekend after weekend here. I've got FD Texas. If you're in the Dallas area, Fort Worth area, make sure you make it. Really, anywhere in the south central of the United States, definitely want to be there for that. Take the trip, come check it out at a NASCAR facility, huge track, super high speed. It's definitely a pretty gnarly setup. It's usually where the championship really starts to become apparent and the battles start getting really, really close. So not that they're not throughout the year, but going into round 7, it's only 2 rounds left, and people normally start driving pretty outrageous. And that, I don't know if I said the date on that, but that's going to be September 12th through the 15th. So if you're in the area for that, make sure you come out, check it out. The main event is obviously that weekend, which is Friday and Saturday. All right, let's see. Going from there, my schedule's fairly open until the finals, which is in Las Vegas this year, not at Irwindale. That'll be all holds, going insane, driving like an absolute madman, hopefully securing a championship spot. And if not, battling and trying to ruin the championship for everyone else. No, just kidding. But yeah, definitely, obviously, the goal is to win every event. That's going to be October 11th, 12th, and 13th for that event. Following that, we have SEMA, which I can't remember the dates of. I don't have it on the calendar as of yet, but obviously it's usually the first weekend of November. If you're in Vegas, make sure you make it out to that. I'm sure you'll see a lot more FD cars at SEMA this year, being that 2 weeks before the event, or SEMA, is the Formula D Finals. So all the cars will be there already. I would imagine that you're going to see a lot more action going on around drifting, being that the championship is there 2 weeks beforehand. So that's pretty much my schedule. I will be hitting up a bunch of local park events. I do have goals of maybe going down to Texas and driving some Texas street legal events. But I'm not 100% sure exactly when or how I'm going to be driving that. I do have 2 cars that would be legal for that. I do have the S197 Mustang here that is pretty much completely stock RTR car. It passes and fits the legal, the rules for Texas street legal. And I think my S52 E46 Ti would also pass and fit in there as well, because that chassis did come with an S52 in it. And it has less of an advantage than a regular E36, so I would think that would fit into it as well. So maybe I'll go down and drive a couple of those, or maybe borrow a car that's already down there. We'll see what's going on there, what the best opportunity is. Let's see, what else? East Coast Bash, might try to make it out there for that. which is in New Jersey, Club Loose. If you guys are in the New Jersey area, make sure you make it out and check those events out. Yeah, obviously Park. I really want to make it up to Seattle to drive a couple events in my fun car, either the Mustang or the E46. And then news for the channel and for my cars, I have acquired an EcoBoost motor out of the newer Mustang, 2.3 liter turbo, that I am really excited to put in something. And I want your guys' help on what I should put it in. So basically, that's what she said. But yeah, I was thinking about putting it in the TI because here's the reason. This is why I love this motor and I want to put it in a fun car. It's basically a very modern and extremely advanced SR20. 4-cylinder, all aluminum block, factory turbo car, super quick spooling turbo from the factory. Overall, it's pretty much a modern day SR. The difference is it revs about the same, but it makes boost much, much earlier. It sounds pretty cool when you properly do an exhaust on it. It's extremely lightweight. It's actually only about 6 pounds heavier than an SR, but it makes 300 horsepower and over 300 torque stock. So even like basically 115, 120 horsepower more than the SR did stock. And they can be turned up to 400 plus wheel horsepower on pretty much all stock components, just like bolt-ons with intercooler exhaust intake. So it should be a really fun and emotional motor to drive, meaning it'll have a little bit of lag, but it'll be snappy, it'll sound cool. It's just like driving a turbo car, but the power band is huge, makes tons of torque down low, but yet still has that like finesse throttle. Like you floor it, it's wah, wah, you know, just like those cool SR cars and actual turbo cars. So I'm really looking forward to see where those kind of swaps go, meaning like those things, like for what they cost, they're the cost of a built SR. You know, it's like, why would you not just go that route? Or even like they're cheaper than a built 2J or 1J, but they make similar power as the 1J, you know? So for me, that is the motor of choice for a fun car. Now, here is where it gets tricky. Do I resurrect the E46 FD car, meaning just how it was ran in FD, probably change the livery, make it a little bit more simple, not as crazy, we'll have some partners involved, so we'll have some sponsor decals and whatnot, but it'll be my FD car with an EcoBoost motor, the E46, and maybe about 450 to 500 horsepower. With that motor, that E46 would weigh about 2,380 to 2,400 pounds, and then with me in it, you know, just under 2,600. So it'd be super lightweight and make really good power. I mean, everybody thinks like 450 or 500 horsepower is not a lot, but if it's in a 2,500 pound car with the driver in it, that's a horsepower per every, 5 pounds. So that's pretty gnarly. That's about the same as our FD car is almost. So that could be pretty cool. Or do we pull the S52 out of the 318 compact and put the EcoBoost in there? That would be cool because it could be street driven. It'd be pretty neat. It would make that car wilder for sure. And, you know, I think that it would go a pretty long way in that car by opening up some doors to be able to drive big tracks, shred tires, make lots of smoke. But the E46 is cool because then I can bring that out of hibernation. It's been in the shop, you know, sitting, not doing anything, and it's built and ready to go. It just needs a drivetrain in it. Both motors would run the 6-speed out of the Mustang attached to the back of them. So either way, even if it was in my FD car, I would put the regular 6-speed in it for simplicity, and it's plenty strong, and I don't really want to deal with a dog box, especially with how many miles and how much abuse it's going to get. It's just not enough horsepower to justify having a dog box in the car. So let me know what you think in the comments, what you should do. I've kind of given you my 2 cents. I think that a 400 horsepower 318 with an aluminum block EcoBoost stock turbo, very, very responsive, would be really cool. Or going in the E46 with maybe a GTX or something 58 mil or 60 millimeter turbo and turn it up to about 500 or maybe even more, depending on how much it's going to make with like an extreme DI pump and some other things. So let me know what you guys think. Which one you think would be better? I'm kind of on the fence. Also remember, if I put the EcoBoost in the red car, it would not be Texas street legal. But I have the RTR for that too, so the S197 for that. So maybe that's a thing. Let me know what you guys think, and we should be able to get that swap going in maybe a month or so's time. I haven't got the motor yet, but yeah, it should be good. So let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe. I know you like these rambling videos. I'll try to do some more of them. Yeah, let me know, guys. Later, dudes.